Hi, this is Carrie Kahn. I'm with Complete Business Solutions, and I am an Intuit reseller, and I'm also an advanced certified pro advisor. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you desktop point of sale version 12 in the multi-store edition. And I want to show you briefly before we begin what typically the system looks like. So the software is loaded, you provide your own PC, and you can get these components to convert a PC into a cash register. You have your cash drawer, your barcode scanner, your receipt printer, and on the side of your monitor, a swipe for your credit card. Now, there's three versions of point of sale. They are basic, professional, and multi-store. We tend to recommend this middle one all the time, professional. Obviously, everything that you have in professional is in multi-store, but you can transfer inventory between stores and so forth. The key differences I've highlighted or bolded. You can track and run purchase orders, sales orders, which is my favorite feature. You can track employee hours and their commission. You can enter in a UPC code, which is that barcode already pre-stamped on items. It can be attached to your item code, so when you scan that and so your label, it will match back up with that item, making labeling, you won't have to label everything. There's price management tools, and you can also customize your price tag, which is that sticker that you put on your inventory. You can also customize your receipt. So if you don't like the template and the pre-set configuration, it allows you to be flexible with that. So those are the main reasons that we generally recommend professional 99% of the time. Okay, well, let's get started. I'm going to pull up QuickBooks, and this is actually multi-store level, but the only difference is and I'm not going to demo how to transfer from one store to another, but it has got all the same features that the professional version does. If you had the basic version, you would not have the customer orders, you would not have the purchase orders, and you wouldn't have this employee section. So anyway, I also wanted to point out several things. This is how it looks when you log in, and it has these icons here in the middle, and it kind of shows a workflow with your arrows, making it easy to find things. Within the top menu, you can get to a lot of the same places, and the side button menus, you can get into the same areas. For example, make a sale right here, make a sale, and new sales receipt is the same as their version of make a sale. So those three places bring up the same exact screen. Now, the main function of point of sale, just like a cash register, you want to ring a customer up quickly. That's your main goal, right? So let's go ahead and show you how that's done, and then we'll back up a bit on the workflow that gets you to the point to be able to make a sale. I'm just going to do an overview, not a detailed training. But let me show you what it looks like when you make a sale. So I'm going to go to the icon that probably most people like, make a sale. And from here, I'm pretending I'm scanning in an item. And all right, so there's my item that I'm selling, and I'm going to sell it to Christy Abercrombie. And she's not set up in the rewards program. That's just a setting that has been activated. I'm just going to say no and not worry about setting that up. But that just reminds me that that feature is on there. If you want to track rewards, you can certainly do that. You don't have to turn this on, but obviously this has been turned on. So I'm going to say no. And so we're buying these running shoes, size 12. This is the price with the tax. All this is preset for you to show the demo. And from this point, what do? You ring up a sale, you can ring up several things, and at the end of the day, you need to receive payment. Account just simply means you're going to collect the money later. You're just going to send it over to your QuickBooks financial software and send them a statement of what they owe. So this is like put it on my account, or another word is house account. Gift is they are gift cards. They have integrated gift card system that this feature has been turned on to have that as a payment option. Cash and check are obvious. Credit is the different credit card payment options. Now, the QuickBooks payment account is not connected, so I can't demo that, but I would like to talk to you about that real brief. So we recommend, and we can get into details, you can talk to us further about it, but we recommend the QuickBooks integrated payment solution for several reasons. One, the main one being it eliminates errors. I mean, literally, when somebody's standing right here, you saw that swipe, I could just swipe the card and away they go. I hit save and print and they're gone. Have them sign it, save and print, and they're gone. If I didn't have the integrated, let me just describe the difference. If it didn't have it set up, then the customer stands there and I have to turn around and remember, what's that amount? 11988. I mean, I can see transposing, making it 19988, or just somehow getting those numbers wrong. As I turn around to swipe their card in another terminal, and I have to manually key that number in, there's going to be a mistake. I mean, there just is. It's too hard to not do that, to do that smoothly. So meanwhile, I'm over at the other terminal. I'm punching in the number, hopefully have it right, print out the receipt, have them sign it, and then they have to stand there while I manually record right here. Oh, they did this on MasterCard and so on. So then I hit save and print, and now I've got it recorded in two places. But think of all the time that just took me, and I probably made a mistake. So now I've sent the customer on, but now there's a line for me because I didn't do it as fast as I could have. So I highly recommend giving it a try, and I'll tell you a couple other compelling reasons. One, there is never a contract. There's no termination fee, ever. No cancellation fee, nothing. You can try it, and if you absolutely hate it and you don't see that it's helping, call and cancel. No big deal. So that's a big, a nice feature. The other thing is when you're brand new to QuickBooks, especially when you're brand new or anytime, what you don't realize comes with it is you get the free point of sale support because they want this to work. Other people that are not on merchant services have to pay for the support. They have to pay, it's almost $600 a year. So you get the point of sale, Intuit point of sale support. Now, that is a great feature. And then there are often promos that when you're brand new to QuickBooks, there's often promos. Sometimes they throw in hardware, could be up to $600. You get to keep the hardware just for signing up and giving it a try. So to me, it's a no-brainer. Just do it, sign up. We can talk to you about that, get you connected up with one of our great reps to make it easy. At least give it a try, see how it works. You can follow that transaction all the way to the end. It's much easier to reconcile and so on. All right, enough time spent on that. Let's save this ticket and get out and move on to the next thing I wanted to show you. If you need to, the person comes right back in and says, I need to return that. Well, you could scan the ticket right here. Let's see if I can. There we go. So you want to return her ticket. It was this one right here, the 191. That's the one that they've come in. And actually, this is the ticket I just did, this one, the running shoes. Okay, so I found it just by scanning. If I had the ticket, it would have been so much faster, but I just did it the slow way. I have to check that I'm going to return it. I'm selecting them, returning that item. They're asking me about that rewards thing again. No. So at this point, I'm going to give them the cash right back. So I'm going to hit save, and then my cash register would come out, and I'd give them the cash if that's the method that they paid. All the those details are different, but that's how quickly you can sell those shoes and return them. Don't worry about the payment method, but I've returned them. They're now back in my inventory, which is fabulous. So I'm going to click back to home because I like getting back to my familiar screen. And the next thing I wanted to discuss is licenses. We get asked this question all the time. What's the difference between a license and a user? All right, so think of this. You want to load the software up on 5 computers. Load it up away. Go ahead. That's fine. If you have 5 licenses, then every computer can be turned on and pointing to the database, and everybody could be ringing up. You could have 5 cash registers working at the same time. Okay, in that scenario, you would have 5 licenses. If you have 20 employees, you don't have to buy 20 licenses. You can still have 5 licenses, and you have 20 users set up, and they will take turns logging onto those 5 computers. So you can have 20, doesn't matter how many users you have. But the license count is the number of computers that need to open up the data file at the same time, so that 2 people side by side can be ringing up, and they're all updating the database at the same time. So number of users is the number of computer stations you want working at the same time. Users, you can have as many login people as you need. Speaking of users, I'd like to point out that there's a lot of security settings that you could spend hours and hours and hours with, but they have main categories and some defaults. Owner obviously has every single security setting. Manager, assistant manager, and associate. An associate, as you notice, only has a handful. Think of the associate as simply a cashier, not somebody that is going to really manage your inventory. But if this thing goes down, 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 I mean, it goes pages and pages down. There's lots of different things that you can play with these settings to make work within your unique situation. Down on the bottom in this Pro Edition, we have these features for employees. They can clock in and out. The manager can manage people's hours. You can look at the history and the employee list. And I will also need to point out, you can have this running, Point of Sale can be running all by itself, but it's designed to also work with QuickBooks Financial. So if you have this all set up correctly, connecting with QuickBooks Financial, you can also run your payroll in your financial side, and this will be filling in the information about their hours. So it's a nice built-in little feature that you get in the Pro Edition. So also wanted to point out that the main heartbeat of Point of Sale, the main guts of it, the most important part is your inventory, and getting that right is really crucial. So you need to budget in a lot of time to take the time to set up your inventory list right in the beginning. Really think through how you want to name things. And also I will point out, when you see the word item, it's the same thing as inventory. So I'm just going to click open. Inventory and item is synonymous. Within these columns, everything is so user-friendly. You can right-click a column and add, if you need to know cost and so forth, in your list. You can make it, this is unique to your login. So if that's what you need to see, then you can select whatever it is you need to show up. Okay, but this is your item list right here, the item name, the department, and so forth. This just gives you all the information. If you want to see details, this is really cool. There's just a lot of information in here about the history of that item. Things will rate as they sell. When they're really popular, these things will change. You can say whether it earns commission, rewards, all these lots and lots of features. If you need to track attributes, which is color, size, and so forth, it has the ability to do that. All right, so I'm going to go back. So this is, again, this is the part that everybody needs to slow down and get right. And also have the expectation that when you do go live, or opening day, whatever you want to call it, your inventory list might not be 100% perfect, but you just want it as close as it can be so that you can ring things up and go ahead and discuss what to do in the event that something does not ring up. You can always ring it up as miscellaneous, but we recommend that you get it into your inventory accurately so that you have better information. But worst case, use miscellaneous here and there as needed. Your customer list is another area that is built similar to the inventory list, where you have lots of history. You have the history, you can have statistics, you can have their shipping if you need to ship stuff to them. You can print labels. It's got some integration with some shipping stuff. It's really, really cool. Purchase orders are down here. So this is this whole section is all about purchasing. This whole section up here is really about selling. So down here is where you would create your purchase order. There's the open list. You would receive your inventory and so on. Up here is the sales order. So when you hit the drop down, you can do sales order or layaway or work order. Sales order is to me, is my favorite feature of of QuickBooks Point of Sale Desktop. You can do something similar in the financial version if you don't have Point of Sale, but it does not do it as well as it does here. I will show you. So let's say you wanted to order, 10 baseball gloves, okay? It's a lot of money. So you don't have them in stock. So you say, okay, sure, Christy, I will order these for you, but we do want you to put some money down while we wait for them to come in. They might need a special color, a special size, or something you don't want to stock. So you can say, okay, well, let me take a deposit down. Okay, let's say once you put $500 down, and then you feel comfortable going ahead and ordering these products after they leave. So, and she pays me cash because, people always have lots of cash on them. I can save it and print it and so forth. But I'm going to save it, and then and then in the meantime, it keeps up with that order down here. These are my open orders. It's got a number on it. It keeps up with this order until I finally have the inventory in to fulfill it. Once the inventory is in, I can open this back up. It's this order right here. I'm going to open it back up, and I'm going to go ahead and sell it. And until I do this action, this is just like a work paper. It's tracking how much money they paid, but the inventory is not affected yet until I hit this button. The minute I hit this button, I'm going to select all. It's going to now, right now, it's now out of my inventory. I'm going to hit OK. If they wanted to buy something else, I can add that. But look right here. Deposit used $500. Amount due $467. It is beautiful. So from here, I can go ahead and she's got more cash. I'm going to go ahead and collect the rest of that. I'm going to save it. She doesn't care about printing it, but there it is. She did it in 2 parts. It's now, right now, I hit save. It's come out of my inventory, which is really awesome. I didn't have to do a pretend invoice and have my inventory off for a while. It really tracked that nicely. Okay, so then at the end of the day, there is this function where you do your end of the day report. And when that comes up, you can do it in several different ways. I'm just going to do it on the receipt paper. You can also do it on an 8.5 by 11. But anyway, it gives you all the details you need to prepare your deposit the next day. So see, my deposit's going to be, I've got $500 in cash. That's how much. I've got $483.75 in check. I'm going to add these two together, and that's how much I'm going to deposit at the bank. Anyway, this gives you all the information you need. Now, if you rang up with the MasterCard with the integrated software and you sync this back with QuickBooks Financial, that information will pop over there nice and clean. Very, very easy. Okay, so that's about the end of, I wanted to show you one more thing. These buttons are customizable. I purposely created these buttons before we started. I wanted to show you all these features right here. I also want to show you this too. You can toggle between the different windows you may open up all throughout the day. I always like to go back to home. But let's say, who cares about add a customer? If you right click and hit customize, I can take that button out and simply have the buttons I use every day in here. And then up here, the financial, if we had this connected, this would send over all the details of all the sales, and it would update our inventory balance in our balance sheet. And then QuickBooks Financial picks up the details after that. Point of Sale keeps the details of what your inventory value is at cost, and QuickBooks Financial does all the rest. So those two are designed to work together. You don't have to use them together, but they're designed to work together. So I just want to point out one more thing before we go. The report for the items, which is the item list. This is your item list. So basically at the bottom of your item list, let's get down there. All right. So this is my extended cost right here. See the $77,102.89? That's my cost. Now I can customize this report to show whatever columns I want, but that's the number right there, that if I had this connected to my financial software, my QuickBooks Financial, it would have that same number. Just the detail is living over here, and we're tracking the ins and the outs and so forth. Okay, so if you have any questions, or there was something we didn't review that's you want to know if the feature is available for something you need, this is how it comes right out of the box, and there's any extra features, please give us a call, and we can do a consult to discuss. Our phone number is 843-407-0447, and our email is info@complete-biz.com.